Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Michael Boyd. I'm here with Read, Remember, Repeat, and we just want to let you guys know, we could be doing something selfish, things for ourselves, right? But we started a charity, and this is very unselfish on our part because what we want to do is give back to the kids, the youth, the orphanage, the homeless, the people that don't have those new ideas because they're stuck in a revolving door. So what we want you guys to do is definitely reach out to us. This is the link right here. Help us save a life. Click the link in bio. Read, remember, repeat. Welcome, gang. We are back with another Read, Remember, Repeat. Read, Remember, Repeat. Read, Remember, Repeat episode. And it's your host with the most, Michael Boyd. Man, how's everybody feeling today? You know what I mean? What a beautiful Tuesday. It's looking like it's going to rain over here, but it's still an amazing day. The weather is not bad. How's the weather over where y'all at? Give us some comments in there. You know what I mean? Let's engage. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Right now, we on Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. This has been an amazing book so far, and we haven't even got into the real source of the book yet. But who's to know what's the real source, right? Because this right here is the beginning of how, Napoleon Hill started this book and how things like, having a conversation with the devil or whatever the case may be, started. So when I heard the audio, it was just the questions and the conversation right away. But tap in, family. The workbook is out. Go on Amazon, and you can definitely, look for Read, Remember, Repeat workbook. The workbook is out. I will be showing you guys what the workbook look like, but let's tune in. Let's not waste too much time. Some signs we have overlooked. The whole world is undergoing a change of such stupendous proportion that millions of people have become panic-stricken with worry, doubt, indecision, and fear. It seems to me that now is a splendid time for those who have come to the crossroads of doubt to endeavor to become acquainted with their other selves. All who wish to do so will find it helpful if they take a lesson from nature. Observation will show that the eternal stars shine nightly in their accustomed places, that the sun continues to send down its rays of warmth, causing Mother Earth to yield an overabundance of food and clothing, that water continues to flow downhill, that the birds of the air and the wild animals of the forest receive their accustomed requirements of food, that useful day follows restful night, that busy summer follows the inactive winter, that the seasons come and go precisely as they did before the 1929 depression began, that in reality, only men's minds have ceased to function normally, and this because men have filled their minds with fear. Observation of these simple facts of everyday life may be helpful as a starting point for those who wish to supplant fear by faith. I am not a prophet, but I can, with all due modesty, predict that every individual has the power to change his or her material or financial status by first changing the nature of his or her beliefs. Do not confuse the word belief with the word wish. The two are not the same. Everyone is capable of wishing for financial, material, or spiritual advantages, but the element of faith is the only sure power by which a wish may be translated into a belief, and a belief into reality. And right here is an appropriate place at which to call attention to a real benefit which anyone may experience by deliberately using faith and focusing attention upon any form of constructive desire. The mind acts upon one's dominating or most pronounced desires. There is no escape from the fact. It is a fact indeed. Be careful what you set your heart upon, for it surely shall be yours. Faith is the beginning of all great achievement. If Edison had stopped by merely wishing for the secret with which electric energy might be harnessed and made to serve through the incandescent lamp, that convenience to civilization would have remained among nature's multifarious secrets. He met with temporary defeat more than 10,000 times before wresting this secret from nature. It was finally yielded up to him because he believed it would be, and he kept on trying until he had the answer. Edison uncovered more of nature's secrets They might have been called miracles at an earlier period in the realm of physics than did any other man who ever lived, and this because he became acquainted with his other self. I have his own word for this, but even if I did not have it, his achievements of themselves have disclosed the secret in their unfoldment. Nothing within reason is impossible to the man who knows and relies upon his other self. Whatever man believes to be true has a way of becoming true. A prayer is a released thought, sometimes expressed in audible words and at other times expressed silently. I have observed by experience that a silent prayer is as efficacious as the one which is expressed in words. I have observed also that one state of mind is the determining factor when prayer works, as well as when it does not. My conception of the other self, which I have tried to describe, is that it merely symbolizes a newly discovered approach to infinite intelligence, an approach which one may control and direct through the simple process of mixing faith with one's thought. This is only another way of saying that I now have greater faith in the power of prayer. The state of mind known as faith apparently opens to one the medium of a sixth sense through which one may communicate with sources of power and information far surpassing any available through the five physical senses. There comes to your aid and to do your bidding with the development of the sixth sense. A strange power which let us assume is a guardian angel who can open to you at all times the door to the temple of wisdom. The sixth sense comes as near to being a miracle as anything I have ever experienced, and it appears so perhaps because I do not understand the method by which this principle is operated. Family, sauce time. After the little bit of sauce we're going to drop on y'all, sprinkle that on y'all, we will be right back. So tune in. Stay tuned. Let's go.
Being low key, right? If somebody know you got $5 and they need $5, they're gonna ask you for $5. Most of us have been in the room with multimillionaires and had no idea because they didn't have the signs of what money looks like. We didn't see the belt, we didn't see the shoes, we didn't see the chain or the necklace, right? So we just assumed they were just average 9 to 5ers. But you're never gonna see Bill Gates with a Gucci belt. You're never gonna see Warren Buffett with a piece of chain on. Because they're not about showing money, they're about making money. The more money you make, when you have a really good system of making money and bringing money in, unless you're just a show off, you are going out of your way to keep as much of that money as possible. If you got a good thing, the only way to keep a good thing is to be quiet about a good thing. If you keep telling everybody you got a bad woman and she's all this and all that, they're going to go after your woman. If you tell your friends you got a fine man that got a good job and take care of you and take care of you, they are going to go after your man. Celebrate in silence.
Yes. And we are back, gang. Ready to jump right into this book. This book makes me think. I don't know about you. Write in the comments what you think about Napoleon Hill's How to Outwit the Devil. This much I do know, that there is a power of a first cause or an intelligence which permeates every atom of matter and embraces every unit of energy perceptible to man, that this infinite intelligence converts acorns into oak trees, causes water to flow downhill in response to the law of gravity, follows night with day and winter with summer, each maintaining its proper place and relationship to the other. This intelligence may aid in transmuting one's desire into concrete or material form. I have this knowledge because I have experimented with it and have experienced it. I have for many years followed the habit of taking personal inventory of myself once a year for the purpose of determining how many of my weaknesses I have bridged or eliminated, and to ascertain what progress, if any, I had made during the year. This section on faith is worth rereading a few times because it contains Hill's core teachings on prayer. Faith, in his view, is a sixth sense or spiritual power that enables one to succeed if one is in step with the first cause of all things. One of his descriptions of God, his is a practical or scientific faith that emphasizes tangible results. In the book 3 Feet from Gold, my co-author and I discussed the personal success equation that clearly reveals the importance of faith. P plus T times A equals F. Your personal success equation, combining your passion with your talent, that's P plus T, and then seeking the right association times A and taking the right action times A, are very important components for success. But it is when you combine all those components with a strong faith in yourself and your mission that you truly have your personal success equation. A strange interview with the devil. Chapter 3, gang. This is where the questions start. This is the source right here. While you are reading the interview with the devil, you will recognize from the brief description I have given you of the history of my life what a desperate effort the devil made to muzzle me before I gained public recognition. You will understand also after reading the interview with the devil why the interview had to be preceded by this personal history of my background. Before you begin to read the interview, I want you to have a clear picture of the final fling the devil had at me. And be it remembered with profit that it was the final fling which gave Mercy a chance to turn and twist the devil's tail until he squealed out his confession. The devil's undoing began with the Depression in 1929 through that fortunate turn of the wheel of life. I lost my 600-acre estate in the Catskill Mountains. My income was entirely cut off. The Harriman National Bank, in which all my funds were deposited, folded up and was wiped out. Before I realized what was happening, I found myself caught up in a spiritual and economic hurricane which evolved into a world-wide catastrophic of such force that no individual or group of individuals would withstand it. While waiting for the storm to cease and the stampede of human fear to stop, I moved to Washington, D.C., the city from which I had made my start after my first meeting with Andrew Carnegie. Nearly a quarter of a century previously, there seemed nothing for me to do except sit down and wait. All I had was time. After 3 years of waiting without tangible results, my restless soul began to push me back into service. There was little opportunity for me to teach a philosophy of success when the world around me was in the midst of abject failure, and men's minds were filled with the fear of poverty. This thought came to me one evening while I was sitting in the automobile in front of the Lincoln Memorial on the Potomac River within the shadow of the Capitol. With it came another thought. The world has staged an unprecedented depression over which no human being had control. With that depression had come to me an opportunity to test the philosophy of self-determination, to the organization of which I had devoted the better portion of my adult life. Once more, I had the opportunity to learn whether my philosophy was practical or mere theory. I realized till the opportunity had come to test a claim I had made hundreds of times, that every adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. What, if any, I asked myself, were the advantages to me of a world depression? What, if any, I asked myself, were the advantages to me of a world depression? When I began to look for a direction in which I might move to test my philosophy, I made the most shocking discovery of my life. I discovered that through some strange power which I did not understand, I had lost my courage, my initiative had been demoralized, my enthusiasm had been weakened. Worst of all, I was sorely ashamed to acknowledge that I was the author of a philosophy of self-determination, because down deep in my heart I knew, or thought I knew, that I could not make my philosophy pull me out of the hole of despair in which I found myself. While I floundered in a state of mental bewilderment, the devil must have been dancing a jig of rejoicing. At last he had the author of the world's first philosophy of individual achievement pinned under his thumb and paralyzed with indecision. Family, this right here is too crazy. I want to keep going. I ain't gonna lie, I really want to keep going. I never heard Napoleon Hill's side before I heard the Q&A, the questions and answers that he had with the devil. So, man, Napoleon, thank you, man. I appreciate you for writing this book, because all you do is bring me new ideas, you know what I mean? I don't have to steal any of your ideas, but your ideas help me get through where I'm going. And just like that, family, gratitude for, you know, life and life's doings. Read, remember, repeat, read, remember, repeat, read, remember, repeat. Y'all know how it goes, family. Let's go. See you at the night show. Gang.